And welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're watching and reacting to Miami Hurricanes versus Indiana Hoosiers. 2026 College Football Playoff National Championship. Here we are, Indiana playing Miami. Indiana undefeated 15-0. Miami, the underdogs with a 13-2 record. How we doing, Celador? Either way. Here we go in Miami. Indiana playing Miami in Miami's Miami's current stadium. It's 17 minutes to kickoff. I could have been a little bit later, but either way. Miami playing Indiana in Miami. The first time there's ever been a team playing in their own stadium at a CFP final, weirdly enough. First time. I mean, yeah, it was a wild game. Everybody switched up on Morocco. I mean, that is true to an extent. Yeah. But the towel gate and the freaking... People are acting like Morocco tried to screw Senegal. I don't think they did. Now, to be fair, I think the refereeing was garbage. I think the referee was dumb. I think the referee didn't know what the hell he was doing, but I don't think they tried to freaking just rig the game. I don't think that happened, but either way. We got Carson Beck versus Fernando Mendoza. Miami versus Indiana. We'll have a national champion today. And we'll have a go to casino joke during the RSR at some point. I'll find a way to shoehorn it in there. (26-2) for Curt Cignetti as the IU head coach. Last 2 years. Last year was those 2 losses. Only Mane deserves respect. I agree. He was the one who brought him back out to play the rest of the game. They all wanted to just stop or lose or forfeit. Mane was like, nah, we ain't doing that. Because Mane didn't want to go out that way, I bet. Here we go. But either way. Fernando Mendoza, #1 overall prospect for 2026 NFL draft. Buddy's about to win his last, well, I don't know, but Mendoza trying to win his last game before he has to be an Oakland Raider or a Las Vegas Raider. And he'll lose every game from then on because the Raiders are garbage. Sorry, Rafa, it's true. The Raiders are garbage. I hate it for Fernando Mendoza and Ashton Genty. I really do. I do. They're going to be destroyed by that horrible franchise. Either way. Morocco should join Asia, leave CAF. Maybe. Mario Cristobal's won 13 wins for Miami this season, a program record. Really? Even when they won national titles, they still didn't win 13 games in a season. That's crazy. Carson Beck with his 3rd College Football Playoff National Championship appearance. He made 2 with Georgia. That's stretching it, but okay. Well, he did make an appearance in the second one when TCU got their butt blasted. That did happen. I don't remember if he made one against Bama the year before. It was Bama. Yeah, I don't remember if he did. He was there. That's stretching it. But either way, he has 2 national championship rings. Can he get a 3rd that he actually did the bulk of the work for? Here we go. Getting ready for this game to start. National anthems, here we go. In other news, OFC League kicked off. It was peak. Good to know. Well, playing the anthems, the U.S. anthem here. Color guard from Washington. That's crazy. It better be Washington, D.C., not Washington State. That's crazy. Unless it's just because they're talking about, or they named after George Washington and they're from Florida. That's, I got to look that up now. That's crazy. Oop. We got Miami and Indiana band members there. Look who's at the game. Because we don't have better things to do. Watching the game with a Pat McAfee show. I would watch it that way if I wasn't live, just like the Manning cast on Monday Night Football last week. I would have watched it that way if I wasn't live. There's no reason for me to watch it that way because I can't hear it. And we're getting ready for this. Playing the anthems here. Huh. Boom. Getting ready for the game to start. Indiana versus Miami. National championship about to start in minutes. We got two strong teams playing here. Either team can win. I just hope it's close. I hope we're not here watching a 60-something game. It's very interesting to see where this game will go. I hope it's a close game. I think Indiana wins, but Sharks beating the Panthers. I saw one of the Shark players absolutely rock Kachuk on his return. Sad part about, here's the thing. Kachuk's going to play. He's going to play the Olympics and go back on LTIR. I'm almost certain of it. I'm almost certain that's what's going to happen. He's trying to... Of course, he has to warm up for the Olympics, but I'm almost certain that's what's going to happen. Almost certain. Either way. And then he'll come back for the playoffs and all that. And teams are walking out. Indiana wearing red, Miami wearing white. Miami wearing their away jerseys in their own stadium. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Because I know they're the lower seed and all that, but it's just, well, that sucks. The Detroit Lions are working to finalize a deal to hire former Cardinals offensive coordinator Drew Petzing as their new offensive coordinator. I'm for it too. It's going to be interesting. Teams are running out. Here we go. Indiana players praying in the end zone before we get going. Miami, Carson Beck is as well. I'm not going. No, we're not. No. Sherwood's going to the Sharks too. That's interesting. Carson Beck, a devout Christian. I can't believe it. Color me shocked. Either way. Both schools have a silver Adidas patch on their jerseys because it's the College Football National Championship. So Adidas did something for their teams in the national championship. Hate that we couldn't find out Mississippi State, but, either way. Coin toss, here we go. And Michael Irvin is their honorary captain. Irvin is still following. Ogunle is the Indiana honorary captain. That'll be part of the RSR, don't worry. We'll find a way. Coin toss, here we go. Tahiti got replaced with the Solomon Islands and American Samoa, who was added instead of the FIFA series. Michael Vanderveld is the referee from the Big 12. Oh, Lord, a Big 12 referee during the freaking College Football Championship final. That's, okay. That's a choice. Here we go. Kurt Signetti being interviewed before the game starts. Who's the better coach? We're going to find out. Is he actually smiling? Signetti was smiling a little bit there. Wow. Okay. He actually looked happy for 5 seconds. I don't know if, okay. Okay. That's not normal. Mario Cristobal being interviewed as well. Didn't really talk at all. It's like 1-0 mentality. Xavier Lucas will not play in the first half because of his targeting penalty against Ole Miss. OJ Frederick will play defensive back. Yeah, this is the best I could do. This is like crimson, white, and red. This is the best I could do today, yeah. I tried. If it was Oregon, now I would have been wearing that McLaren Miami shirt or not. No, it wasn't even. Well, we dodged a bullet there. Either way. I guess also a Messi jersey could have worked. Either way. We'll save that for Saturday because there's a Inter Miami preseason game being played. And I'm sure they're going to air it. So they did it the past 2 years. So... And we're off. Indiana kicks off. Miami takes the kickoff at the first half. Indiana will get the ball back to start third quarter. Hit at the 27-yard line. Miami will start to 27 this national championship. Let me look at the March schedule and see. As I said, I need to really make the February to June schedule or through the World Cup for sure. And then build like the spine of the fall schedule as well. I really need to do that. I'm doing that this week. So let me look. But those Trinidad games I'm very interested in. For sure. 14:55. Of course, the Canada games in March I'll do, which that's just friendlies, but you knew that anyway. 14:55. 0-0. Carson Beck in the shotgun. Takes a snap, hands it off. That's about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yards. 9 yards for Miami to start the game. That's the type of start they needed. That was the start they needed. Mark Fletcher. What a good run from Mark Fletcher. Good run from Mark Fletcher there. That was pretty good. That's going to not look pretty if that's what keeps happening. 2nd and 1. Mark Fletcher right next to Carson Beck. Hands it off. Nope, fake. Malachi Toney. First down. First down. Gets the screen pass. He makes it a first down. Mark Fletcher and Malachi Toney, the impact players for Miami. That's correct. Rolgia Hardy, D'Angelo Pons, the defensive impact players for Indiana. Well, I mean, they're still, I get what you mean, but they're still technically friendlies. Hand it off. Mark Fletcher hit 3 yards. 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7. Let's see. Like, yes, there are no more friendlies, but they're called friendlies. So what do you want me to call it? World Cup qualifying matches or World Cup preparation matches? Is that what you want me to call it for the next 2 windows? World Cup preparation? That's a mouthful. Friendly's easier. 2nd and 8. Carson Beck has it. Fletcher runs a short hook route. Throws incomplete. Or did Malachi Toney catch it? No, he did not. 3rd and 8. Yeah, Miami. Indiana's doing better on defense than Ole Miss did. I'll tell you that right now. Maybe Ole Miss was garbage. Either way. 3rd and 8. 7 for 21, 3rd and long conversions for Miami. They were 4 for 11 in the semifinal against Ole Miss. So their best game was the semifinal. Carson Beck, 3rd and 7, throws. Malachi Toney, hit. And that will be a 4th down and 5. Did you watch Raw? No, I did not. I did not. Fourth and 5, punt for Miami. Sar said Haiti, Tunisia, and some other team, Canadian Shield 2.0. Iceland. We should easily win that, but we're playing Tunisia and Iceland. Haiti is going to play just like, of course, the last Canadian Shield. We're only playing 2 of the 3. And it sounds like it's Iceland and Tunisia, which that's good because we normally can play Haiti. Then again, no, we already had our get back during the World Cup qualifiers in 2021, so. Looks like we finally had our get back on Guatemala. Either way, Indiana has the ball. Brady caught it at the 5, and there was no return. Carson Beck has 9 passing yards, 11 rushing yards for Fletcher, 9 receiving yards for Malachi Toney. Sharp with 2 tackles. Tunisia are solid. Iceland, I don't know much about them besides 2018. Same year. Or 2016. Yeah, I don't know much about Iceland either, ever since 2018. I don't exactly see why Did they go back to the World Cup? Why are we playing like that? Tunisia's in the World Cup. I know that. So that's a good pick of a team. Iceland. Iceland did not make it. Why are we playing them then? Iceland's an odd team, not gonna lie. I agree when you put it like that. Tunisia's not bad. That's a respectable choice, but I'd rather play Haiti. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be real. Oh, Haiti's going to the World Cup. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'd rather play Haiti. I know people would be very let down by that, but you know what? I think Haiti's a better team than Iceland, especially right now. You know, I won't say it, yeah. And I don't exactly know why Iceland is who we're playing if we're trying to, like, style-wise, I don't know who we're trying to copy. Well, yeah, Italian fans are going to turn up in Toronto if Italy makes the World Cup and plays Canada. See your point? Say a country, freaking fans of that country will probably turn up in Toronto. Yeah, 12-16, here comes Indiana. Their first offensive drive. Five-yard line. Here we go. Throws it short. That's going to be 5 yards. First down for Indiana. Maybe. Cooper makes the catch and makes the run. Yeah, I remember. He was never that good anyway. Roman Hemby and Charlie Becker, the impact players for Indiana's offense. Defense is Ruben Bain and Keontae Scott for Miami. Told you Canada's the kind of country to play versus. I'd rather play China than freaking Iceland. First and 10 for Indiana. That is about 2 yards on the run for Indiana. Second down. Hemby makes a 2-yard run. It's second down and 8. Hoosiers got a Shanahan offensive coordinator. I wonder if he's related. Or if it's just some dude named Shanahan. Mendoza. Doesn't matter. They're undefeated to this point. Hemby gets about a yard. 1 yard pass. It was third down. Third down, Indiana. I mean, we've already played them. 2 yard pass. Third and 7. Third and 7. No, it's third and 8. 10:47 to go in the first quarter. Fix it to a 1 yard. Yeah, that was definitely not 2 yards. The run wasn't, the pass wasn't either. Third and 8. Third down, 58% on third downs for Indiana. They throw incomplete, and they'll punt it away. Tie game still, and it's going to be close. Oh. Oof, Maron. Oof. Damn. I hope whatever you choose to heal, if you choose a surgery or PT, well, I don't know if PT is going to work with an MRI like that, but I pray for you. Indiana to punt. I mean, I would assume McCarthy punts it away to the 45, 35-yard line. Tony to the 40 and hit. They're starting at the 40, and there's a flag on the play. See who it's on. Miami has the ball. Oh. Holding on the receiving team. So that will push him back. That will push Miami back. A holding on the receiving team. Feels like a straight axe to the knee. I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took an axe to the knee. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took an axe to the knee. I'm laughing at the Skyrim joke, not you, to be clear. Yeah, painkillers are dangerous, whether in the moment or the fact they get you hooked on them and then you take opioids for the rest of your life. Opioids are a bad thing. I legit pray for you, man. I really do. I really do. Arrow to the knee. I'm sending love to you, man. I'm sending love to you, man. Here we go. Miami's next drive. Let's see how this goes. Damn. Carson Beck had to have Tommy John. Shit. 37-5 career record as a starting quarterback for Carson Beck. That's really good for a fraud. Either way. 10:22 to go in the first quarter. Ranked number 5 quarterback for the draft, Carson Beck. Who would? Well, the Jets probably would. Yeah, that's a good point. 10:22. Hands it off. And that's going to be about 5 yards for Mark Fletcher. Second down. Second and 6. I'm rooting for Indiana over the Miami Hurricanes. I think a lot of people are. 9:43. Tackled Fletcher at the line. Maybe a yard. Third down. I used to like arrow to the knee jokes, but then I took an arrow to the knee. Oh, yeah, I slipped in the freezer at work. Yep. Now I remember. Or now there it is. 3rd and 5. Carson Beck steps back to throw. Down the middle. Incomplete. 3rd down, now 4th down. Let's see if they punt. Yep. Oh, shit. No pain, no gain. Well, he's crocked for a while. So is there going to be any gain? And there's the punt to the 30-yard line. Like, if he gets a knee surgery, he definitely can't lift the meat. If I was a soccer player, I'm pretty sure it's be a career-ending injury. Yeah, and as a delicatessen, I'm sure it's probably not helpful either. You can still chop the meat with a giant knee brace on. You certainly can't lift the shit, especially for a couple of months. I guess making the money is from the chopping, so as long as somebody helps you carry it to your station. Oh, Tom Brady's at the national championship. Cool. I guess. As long as you chop it. As long as you can still cut it. Your arms work, so. As long as you can still stand up at the desk and cut it. Or the surface and cut it. Fresh chopped brisket on the board. Fernando Mendoza. Incomplete. Flag on the play. You gain knowledge. Be aware of your surroundings. Well, yeah, that's a good way to put it, but flag on the play. Let's see who it's on. Be aware of your surroundings. Minnesota's beating the Leafs? What the hell? Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty, 1st down. Oh. First and 20 for Miami at the 19. '30th minute. Or 30th yard line. To the 40, to the 45. Indiana, Cooper to the 45. I mean, everything got a learning to it. Yeah, but I don't think you could blow out your knee the same way. Like, that's just bad luck. I mean, like, even if he slipped again in the freezer, you can't blow out your knee that way twice. He ain't going to blow out his other knee the same way. That's like 1 in a million. That's just some shit luck. And I know shit luck. 749. And I know shit luck. So do that what you will. But yeah, there's a learning to everything, yeah. But, like, slipping in the freezer and blowing out your knee like that, that's rare. I mean, I ain't a doctor, but I would have to think that's rare. Shit, it's hard for NFL players or soccer players to blow out their knee that badly, from what I'm reading. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 1st down. Or 2nd down. 2nd down. So, do that what you will. False start on the Indiana offensive line. 2nd and 9. Throws. Caught. 1 yard away. 3rd down and 1 for Indiana. Well, heartbreak is not physical. Well, okay, no, there is. You could actually break your heartstrings. That might kill you. And heartbreak could lead to that. Don't know. Well, it never happened to me, but myself, but found that one out. Either way, it normally isn't physical. Blowing out your knee is. 1st and 10. Oh, they were really generous with that spot. To the 30, to the 51, or the 40, 41-yard line. There we go. 6:29. Had to get my bearings. Either way, 0-0, 2nd and 7 for Indiana. So, yeah, I mean, I would assume that a blown-out knee hurts way more. If I had the power, I might just, well, snap. I'm thinking about, well, we already have midfielders, though. 1st down for Indiana. Good catch and a 1st down for Indiana. Now you make me wonder. Hold on. I mean, he's probably better than Osorio at this point. We have Malik Henry, so if he's a winger. And Corbianu. Would I still put him above Derek Etienne Jr.? Yes. Forward. He's a forward. All right. No. They say defender, midfielder. Caught. Well, we have center backs. What? Forward? He's playing forward for the... Hold on. Forward. Okay, so Colorado Rapids say forward. Okay. He's still better than Derek Etienne, sure. Caught. 2nd and 5 in field goal range. You know what? Yeah, we probably need somebody to be above Derek Etienne Jr. Ball hit the ground. 3rd and 5, and Mendoza got walloped. Timbers need center mids badly. We got a few on the way. That also would be solid. But you know what? Yeah, I mean, Wayne Frederick playing for TFC wouldn't be bad because you could put him at multiple positions and use him in multiple places, like on the wing, striker, midfield. You could move him around the field, or at least the top 2 levels of the field. You could do that. He would be used a lot just as a utility guy. To the 20-yard line. Indiana in the red zone. 1st and 10. Tony Romo's Hispanic? Huh? Well, shit, I guess Tony Romo then, if he is. It ain't Mark Sanchez. And Fernando Mendoza, college-wise, probably. He's still got an NFL career to play, and he's going to be playing for the Raiders. So he ain't going to be doing better than Tony Romo. Tony Romo was solid. He's Hispanic? 1st and 10. I thought the dude was white. Or Italian. Hispanic? Yeah, Jovan Jones played for Seattle. Yeah, I know. So Jovan fans wouldn't like it, but I don't think... It sounds Italian to me, but he looks white. Like, I would have never thought. Well, okay, yeah, there are. Yeah, true. But, like Luis Romo from the Mexican national team. That didn't clock for me. I was just like... Well, you're saying Tony Romo's Mexican. Is that what you're saying? They're related, or from the same, distantly related at best, or whatever. Possibly. 3rd down. Or they have the same. Okay, no. I got to look this up. You got to be bullshitting me. He is Mexican-American. All right. Incomplete. That'll be a field goal for former NFL quarterback and current broadcaster Tony Romo is Hispanic, specifically Mexican-American, with his paternal grandfather having immigrated from Muquis, Mexico to Texas. His full name, Antonio Ramiro Romo, reflects his heritage. Okay. He's Mexican then. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, Tony Romo's the best Hispanic quarterback of all time, yeah. Of those three, for sure. And he's from San Diego. Okay, yeah, that totally tracks. 34-yard attempt. Well, the more you know, I guess. 3-0 Indiana. The more you know, I guess. Field goal for Indiana. 3-0 Indiana. Radicic. Oh, yeah, that's the Croatian kicker that Rio was talking about. He made the field goal. It is a 34-yard field goal is good. 0-3 Indiana. So they got a drive out of it. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes sense. He got the name, he got the Hispanic in the name from his dad's side, and he got the white from his mom's side. Okay. Okay, got it. I love Poland. Got it. Okay. Well, the more you know, I guess. Yeah, Tony Romo's the best Hispanic quarterback of those three. It could be Fernando Mendoza at some point if the Raiders don't destroy him. They will, though, so Tony Romo, I don't think he has to worry. And yeah, I mean, if you listen to Tony Romo commentate, he sounds like a white guy. Like, that may just be the way he talks. Well, he's always, either way. My point. Either way, I mean, that's cool to know. Would have never thought that. Huh. Ben DiNucci signed with the Broncos. I thought he said he was retired. All right, well, there you go. Marvin Andrews, clear. Look up Marvin Andrews, helicopter Sunday Rangers. And that's the kickoff. That's finished. Stopped at the 25. Marvin Andrews, center back. Former player, center back for Rangers. Yep. Saying he's clear of Jovan Jones. Is that what you're saying? I mean, did he play at the World Cup? He did. Yeah, he played at the World Cup. That to me, yeah, clear. I mean, Jovan Jones was an MLSer, so if that's your point, I mean, the dude's an MLSer. Marvin Andrews went to Europe, so yeah, easily clear. 2 Wild, Leafs 1. I mean, he went to a World Cup and played in Europe. Clear. Hey, the Leafs at least got 1 back. 3-0. Keelan Marion took the kickoff to the 26. Let's see what Miami does on this next drive. 2:27 left in the first quarter. Pretty quick so far. Not that I'm complaining. Wilder, a really good team. We play them tomorrow. That'll be a good test for us. And they don't even have Boldy right now, which is crazy. Ooh. Either way, we'll see the next drive. Indiana leads by 3. They got 3 points on their first 2 drives. This game's going to be close. It's going to be close. Kirby Doc back in the lineup tomorrow for the Habs, maybe. Okay. Speaking of tomorrow, we got the birthday show live stream because tomorrow's my birthday. So about what, 7, 8 o'clock p.m. Central. I'll see where I put it. Maybe I'll put it at 7:30 and shoot the half. Either way, I'll be live to shoot the breeze and have a birthday stream. I don't know exactly. I'll have to follow the chat. This is going to be fun. No structure. This is going to be fun. Either way. Mateus Bogusz going to Houston Dynamo. That do it for you? You really don't. Either way, Carson Beck. Incomplete. Tipped. And it will not be picked off by Indiana. I thought we all kind of knew what I was saying, but, you know. 3-0, 2:31 the first quarter. I thought it was Piojo Herrera. Piojo's a flea, not a pirate. Oh, no, he probably could fit in, but no. Incomplete. Nah, Piojo would be the human cannonball. That's what he would be. Hey, it's a good idea. He'd be the human cannonball. Just shoot him out of a cannon. Covered in, I don't know, anthrax maybe? Oh, shit, that doesn't work. I didn't think that shit through. Either way. And Carson Beck is sacked to the 20-yard line. I'd pay to see that. The cannonball or everything I just said? Punt for Miami. Joyce to punt it away to Brady. Oh, Indiana almost. That's not a good punt. That's going to go out of bounds at the. Pick that damn thing up. at the 26-yard line. It gets downed. It did not go out of bounds. Ooh. Either way. Nine and 1 are the teams to score first in the CFP this season. So Indiana did so. Let's see if that holds. They wouldn't be the only team to lose if they didn't score or didn't win. Hands it off. Hemby hit at the 20. That was a blown-up play by Miami. GTA 6 stream? No. Probably no. No. I need a good headset. I need to plug up all my game systems, and I need a good headset to play if I'm going to stream. Probably need a PS5 too. Either way. Frankly, if I was going to stream a game, probably more likely be NHL or Formula or F1 video game at this point. That's about a yard run. I agree. I think the game has been very dumbed down. I think, which is funny because you're like, well, look at all these offensive geniuses like Shanahan and Mike McDaniel and Ben Johnson and all that. You would think, well, that must be a tough system to play, but at the 22-yard line, 3rd and 15 for Indiana, 20 seconds left in the first quarter. This will be the last play of the quarter. Indiana throws, short screen. They're not going to gain any yardage besides the 25. 10 seconds to go. They'll punt the ball away to finish the first quarter. 3-0 Indiana. Wow. It's a knockdown, drag 'em fight. I'm not complaining, though. Maybe Miami's actually a good team. Maybe they're actually not fraudulent. And maybe Indiana played fraudulent teams. 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. That's not what I would have expected. I'm not going to lie. Definitely didn't expect that. Sharks-Panthers game, goalie fight. Damn, that's crazy. Goalie fight. Nice. Speaking of Tom Brady, the man's the GOAT, the NFL, and his girl cheat on him. What chances does the regular man stand? You're right. Enjoy the time that you have, and if it ends, it ends. Way to see it, I guess. And if it never ends, you're lucky. Happy MLK Day. Just finished Bible study. Nice, Daniel. Nice. So, well, I guess in theory, relationships end either way. They always will end in some way, shape, or form because technically, the Bible says if you get married, you won't be married in heaven. Relationships either end because you break up or you die, if you go by the Bible. So technically, you know, if you really want to go there, they end anyway. Even if you marry someone, they love you, they spend their life with you. If they die in your arms or you die in their arms, if you go by the Bible, when they get up there, whether it's 20 minutes later because they can't live without you, if you get the good ending, you ain't married up there. Malachi Tony hit to the 25, still running. Hit on the kick return to the 40. That was a good run. 1st and 10. So, if you want to go by that, I mean, you know, I guess they end either way. Relationships either end because you break up, whether it's because it's mutual or somebody did wrong, or if you live your life with somebody, it's going to end because you die. I guess there's always an end to it. I don't, well, for now. And you can't really tell if there ever is life extension. You can't really tell if it's just forever or just longer. So you can't really, either way, you get my point. So, I mean, I guess you'd rather want a relationship to end with somebody dying of natural causes, I guess. And you're both old and gray, I guess. Miami hands it off. That's about a yard. 2nd down and 9. I wish. Tom Brady walking out of the tunnel in Denver next week to beat the Patriots and reaches 11. Oh, I did not read that correctly. He wouldn't do that because he legally can't, but maybe Drew Brees, though. Nah, Phillip Rivers or Drew Brees. Hands it off. Hit at the line. That's about a yard. Will Miami go for it? They get stood up at the line. 4th down. Will Miami go for it? 3rd and 2, 4th and 2. See if Miami goes for it. 4 down. 13-29. Or will Miami punt the ball away? Honestly, with the way football is now, go. Fourth and 2, they're going to punt. Wow. That's like the first time I've seen a 4th down and 2 punt in like 5 years. Caught at the 15 for like doesn't feel, it feels like nobody punts on like a short 4th down anymore. That was rare. I don't know if I miss it. Oh, Lord. Speaking of the Raiders, Mark Davis is at the national championship game with team officials to watch Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza. Oh, so that's why he's playing like shit. Well, okay, I can't say he's playing like shit, but he's definitely not playing like he has the past couple of weeks. He don't want to play for the Raiders. Or Miami's defense is just good. Both things can be true at the same time. Waiting for the next drive to be played. Indiana still leads 3-0. This is the second quarter. 3-0 Indiana. That would be crazy after the whole postseason run they had if this would be like a 3-point game. Who bet the under? You might just get it. Who would have thought? Oh, I see what this is. It's a Dos Equis ad, but... Oh, so that's what they were. She probably will be, yeah. I would assume so. I don't give a shit, but I assume so. Oh, damn. Fernando Mendoza's lip was busted. Oh, Lord. Four pressure dropbacks of the CFP for Fernando Mendoza, 10 total dropbacks. There were 5 against Alabama, whole game. 6 against Oregon, whole game. 4 against Miami, only a quarter through the game. Miami, Indiana has the ball. 12:57 to go in the second quarter. Mendoza at the 15-yard line takes a snap in the shotgun. Throws a short pass, Surratt. Surratt to the 30. First and 10. Nice fake and throw. Nice. Good play there. First and 10. 12:36 the second quarter. Indiana will get the ball. No. Wait, yes. Mendoza throws down the middle. Incomplete to Surratt. Defenders all over him. No call. Second down and 10. Caught. Boom. Thoughts on NCAA Division 1, 2, and 3 soccer. Final coming to Etihad Park. That's cool. Mendoza caught. That's a mostly yardage, maybe about a yard short. 2 yards, third down. Third and 1. You think Indiana could convert here? There we go. 12 minutes to go. Cushion keeps moving. Third and 1, 11:50 to go. At the 35-yard line, they hand it off. First down, Indiana. First down for the Hoosiers. To the 40. Good run by Indiana. Good run. That is a first down, and they keep driving. Hands it off. Hit. Hemby gets a yard. Hands it off. About 3 yards. That's third down. Trying to get to midfield. Again, both teams' offenses really haven't been explosive, but this game is a very close game. They need to get to the 49 for a first down. 3rd and 6. Miami throws. Mendoza incomplete. Flag on the play. PI. Pass interference. 10:07. On Miami, I would assume. Pass interference. Defense. Number 29. Spot foul. Automatic first down. Indiana. Surratt got fouled. Spot foul. First down. Past midfield with a spot foul. Can Indiana keep pushing? Miami almost got him off the field. Indiana winning the national championship or Leicester City winning the Prem? Well, shit. I mean, both are just as impressive as the other, and they get pushed back to midfield. Hemby pushed back to midfield by Miami's D-line. I mean, they're both impressive. Indiana, because this is the last game of the college football season. It's the national championship game. So there will not be another college football game until August, late August, early September. But that's for the next season. Well, unless you count have they done the Senior Bowl yet? I don't even know anymore. 2nd and 14. But that's a prospect game. That's about a yard for Hemby. Indiana probably is more impressive because Leicester City, they're both teams that never really succeeded, are small teams who got turned into champions for a year. I think if Indiana, it'll be more awesome or more impressive if Indiana continues this success for a long, sustained period. Like one season wonder, it's probably Leicester City. 500,000 to 1 being the Premier League champions. Of course, top of the league, but they weren't undefeated. They were the best team in the Prem that year. They didn't win a Champions League. They didn't win an FA Cup. They didn't win the EFL Cup. They didn't do any of that. They weren't undefeated. They weren't invincible. They were just the best team in the league playing a regular season schedule. Indiana are undefeated right now. They've only lost 2 games under Signetti last year. They were undefeated until they played Ohio State last year. Lost. They lost to Notre Dame. They haven't lost a game this year. Waiting for the next play here. Timeout for Indiana at 9:08 in the second quarter. Indiana took a timeout. That's why we have a commercial right now. Well, here we go. Pretty quick first half, all things considered, so far. Here we go. Next play. Third and 13, past midfield. Indiana. Mendoza throws down, incomplete. But that was a free play. Flag on the play. Miami will be pushed back at least 5 yards, or Indiana will be pushed forward 5 yards, I would assume. Offside. Defense. Third down. Indiana gets another shot. They're pushed ahead by 5. We predict Bellinger's ending up. I have no clue, but I hope it's not the Blue Jays. I don't think he's going back to New York either. Not LA. Chicago, maybe? Back in Chicago? Either side. Probably the Cubs, but wouldn't even surprise. Yes. Well, I'm not disappointed. For the Blue Jays' sake, I'm not disappointed, but for the league's sake, yes. To the 25, Indiana, big run. Pushes them forward on that third down. 1st and 10, Indiana. It is a lack of ambition, and I don't like it. I have to agree. I don't like it. To the 22, 24-yard line. Short throw to the 20. Cooper to the 20. 2nd down. Indiana starting to string together a drive here. They're in field goal range. As long as they don't turn the ball over, they'll have a 6-0 lead. If they could score a touchdown, they'll have a 10-0 lead with less than 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Good play so far. Kalen Black, 14 rushes of 20-plus yards. He had a 20-yard rush tonight. Just did. Hands it off. Nope, fake. Mendoza, 1st down to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Indiana. Indiana, touchdown. It is a touchdown for Indiana. The run gets pushed, and it's Charlie Becker with a 20-yard receiving touchdown. See if it stands. He was out of bounds at the 6. Out of bounds at the 6. Could be out of bounds at the 6. Let's see. Gets tackled into the pylon. But will they call him out of bounds at the 6-yard line? They might. Let's see what they do here. As of now, Charlie Becker has a 20-yard touchdown catch, but I think he got pushed out of bounds at the 6-yard line by Miami. I think he did. He got tackled to the pylon as well. 9 points. If they make him kick the extra point, it counts. Good play by Indiana. Review. It will be reviewed. Plays getting reviewed. The ruling on the field's a touchdown. I have no clue, really. I just think there's people who won't leave the cult. That's the problem. I think there are people who just can't let go. Which, I mean, there's going to be people in cults that can't let go. You know, And the call's overturned. They're at the 6-yard line. Indiana has the ball back. Huh. 1st and goal for Indiana from the 6-yard line. 6.5-yard line. Mendoza hands it off. It's about a yard. 7-11. Second and goal. Indiana gained a yard. I don't get it either. Yeah, I'm surprised too. At the 4-yard line. Hands it off. And that's about a yard. 3rd down and 1 at the goal. Or 3rd down and 1. 3rd down and goal at the 1. Indiana are yards away from a touchdown. A yard away. Third and goal. Timeout. Timeout, Miami. Miami timeout. 6:17 to go, second quarter. Well, I guess that's... I think there's a group of people that want the rapture. I have no idea. Best stadium in college football. Davis Wade Stadium, Mississippi State. What, you bet on Wisconsin? If I were to bet my life on who would win a natty first, Indiana or Wisconsin, I'd be dead right now. So you're saying that... You picked Wisconsin. You're an idiot. That was idiotic. Okay, that was harsh, but that is idiotic to say Wisconsin's going to win a natty over Indiana. I mean, I guess Wisconsin's slightly better at when they were at their lowest, but either way. See the next play. 3rd down and 1 at the 1-yard line. 3rd down goal at the 1-yard line. $14 total plays tonight for Miami. 14 play of the drive for Indiana. Damn, I didn't realize Miami's only had 14 total plays. Huh. 14 play of the drive, Indiana. A yard away from a touchdown. They're going to go with a bruise and run. Touchdown! Indiana. There it is. It ain't Becker, but it's Nowakowski. Riley Nowakowski, 1-yard rush touchdown. They bring in the tight end to run it in, 0-9. Extra point from Radicic. The kick is good. It's 10-0, 6:13 left to go. Second quarter. Indiana leads by 10. Miami has not done much offensively. Indiana's had 2 sustained drives and a couple of 3-and-outs. Very close game. Rank these power tools best to worst: DeWalt, Milwaukee, or Makita. DeWalt, best. I'd say Milwaukee is the second best. Makita is the worst. Ten nothing Indiana to kick off. 6:13 to go. 151 yards to 26. Damn, Miami ain't done nothing offensively. Indiana might just be the better team at the 2. Carson Beck. First and 10 at the 25 for Miami. I heard about Argentina. I heard about it. I'm very disappointed I'm very disappointed. 2nd and 5 in general. Argentina. I'm disappointed there. No, don't matter who the president or prime minister is of a country. The government's garbage. That's the way I'm going to put it. 2nd and 5. .523 of the second quarter. 30-yard line. Hands it off. Fletcher gets tackled. It's about 3rd and 1, 5:09. Is Messi at the national championship game? Probably not. Tackled. Stands up Miami. 4th down and 1. And Miami are going to go for it, I'm sure. Now they have to. Down 10. 4 minutes left, and Indiana gets the ball to start second half. I think they have to go for it here. He definitely didn't get it. 4th and 1. Miami going for it to keep their drive alive. They've only had 18 plays. This will be their 19th of the game offensively. Beck hands it off. Miami, Indiana, I think that might be a turnover on downs. It's close. They might have to bring out the chains. I think Indiana might have gotten the ball back. Nope. Miami 1st down. Miami a 1st down. Did Fletcher get to the line to gain? I think barely he did. Barely he did get to the line to gain. First and 10. Miami stays on the field. Their second first down of the game. Caught to the 40-yard line. Their third first down of the game. Yeah. It definitely makes you think. Argentina definitely makes you think about California and if those were started as well. Or started by people, so to speak. Started by, either way, Miami. Miami throws short. Malachi Tony hit the 38. Second and 8. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. We're going to the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. A new World of Warcraft expansion comes out tomorrow. What class should I play? I have no damn idea. It's not something I know to tell you. Be like, hey, no, I have no damn clue whatsoever. So, Leroy Jenkins. That's all I know about World of Warcraft. Well, in the South Park episode. Next play. Next play, do you think Mason Mount, we can get Mason Mount to come to MLS? I'm sure he will at some point. He's garbage. I could see him coming to MLS very soon. Miami's offense is finally gaining yardage. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. 10-0 Indiana. 2 timeouts per team. Miami. Fletcher hit at the line. 3rd down. $1:49 to go in the second quarter. Indiana will get the ball to start the third quarter. Indiana, I wouldn't say is dominating the game, but they've scored more. It's been a very even game. Miami's offense has been stonewalled for the most part. Indiana's has had longer drives. Miami hasn't had a long, sustained drive. Indiana's had 2. And that's pretty much your story. Hit. About 4th and 3. 4th and 3. 1:15. Will Miami go for it on 4th and 3? 1 minute to go. 4th and 2. Fourth and 2. Indiana win 10-0. What, they're taking a timeout with 40 seconds? They're taking a timeout with 38 seconds to go. Miami taking a timeout, they're going to go for it on 4th down. I guess if... Oh, they're kicking the ball. They're going to kick it. Okay, that's going to be a long kick. 32-yard line. They're going to kick the ball with 38 seconds to go. Miami, to make this a 7-point game, they had to get some points somewhere. Carter Davis from 40-plus this season, 7-12, but he missed a 53-yard field goal against Ole Miss. There's the kick. It is no good. No good. Carter Davis missed. It's a 10-0 game still. Rob Gronkowski has the most bonus. Pat McAfee, second most. AJ Pierzynski, third most. Big gap. The size of the Grand Canyon. Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless has no bonus. The dude is a... Skip Bayless is a weird uncle, in my opinion. Now, Skip Bayless's brother, the chef, Rick Bayless, he seems cool. Dude also seems like he makes damn good Mexican food. Skip Bayless is just, nah, man. Nah. Dude, like, that just doesn't belong. He just don't belong. Now, Shannon Sharp, on the other hand, now you throw Shannon Sharp in there with Gronk, Pat McAfee, and AJ Pierzynski, now you're talking. Shannon Sharp is a bro. Like, he's cool Unc. Well, Shannon Sharp is Unc, but there's a difference between Unc and Uncle. Shannon Sharp is the cool Unc. Timeout for Indiana with 3 seconds to go. At the 50-yard line. Okay. Skip is a jabroni. Yeah, there we go. That's better. That's better. Like, Shannon Sharp, though, he cool. Unc Shay Sharp is cool, though. You put Pat McAfee, Rob Gronkowski, AJ Pierzynski, and Shannon Sharp together, that'd be a good time. That'd be a good time. Skip Bayless would be the narc. You throw Skip Bayless in there, Skip Bayless would be the narc. Skip Bayless is a narc. That's... Dude's a nerdy, jabroni narc. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. They're going to throw a Hail Mary here. That's a choice. They're not going to get the field goal range with any time left on the clock. So 5 seconds left. Okay, maybe they will now. Okay, they put 5 seconds on the clock. Okay, maybe they will now. Sideline throw to field goal range, call timeout, and you may have a second left. Mendoza throws, Hail Mary deep, and it's incomplete. And that's the end of the half. Indiana leads 10-0, and they'll get the kickoff. They'll get the ball to start the second half. 0-10 Indiana. Skip wears Jordan gold chains. Jordans and gold chains. Money can make you look better. Money can make you wear. He's a poser. Let's be real. Just because you wear Jordans and gold chain don't mean you cool. That just means you have the money to buy them. It just means you have the money to buy them. That's all that shit means. That's all that shit means. Come on now. Poser. Halftime, it's 10-0. With that being said, we'll take a short break at the half, talk about the game, and we'll get going. 10-0 at the half. Indiana gets the ball back to start the second half. If they make it 17-0, that's going to be tough to get back from if they keep playing defense like they've been. Miami's offense has been stalled out by Indiana. They were past, dude. Why didn't they go for it? This kicker can't make anything. If you talk about Miami, well, they just needed points. Yeah, taking the timeout was dumb. They should have went for it, try to get the first down, and get closer at the very least. Yeah, I agree. Indiana couldn't go for it. They weren't even in field goal range. They had to throw the damn ball. Like, they could have tried to take a throw to the sideline, catch it, and have 1 second left with the field goal. Timeout or out of bounds, but they didn't do that. They just went Hail Mary. With that being said, we'll take a short break at the half and get this going. Indiana leads by 10. 2 more quarters to go. Can they go undefeated and win the college football playoff national championship? Sit tight, be back. We're back at the half. Indiana held Miami to 18 yards the first quarter. It's crazy. Indiana has 169 yards gained to Miami 69. They've outgained them by 100 yards. They have neither team's turned over the ball. Indiana's held the ball for 7 more minutes than Miami. 11 first downs, three penalties for 26 yards, 2 for 15, 4 for 7 on third down. Miami's 0 for 6. Miami is 1 for 1 on fourth. Indiana has not gone for it on fourth. So if you look at this game so far, Indiana winning by 10-0 is about the way it should be. Rightfully so. Usos. Yeah, Usos. Either way. For me, I think Miami is just ran up against a team who's better than them. Is this an ass kicking? No. But Indiana's doing exactly, making the game play calm, look calm. They are outperforming Indiana or Miami on the fundamentals. The game is exactly the way, if you want it to be close, it's the way you would have exactly expected it. It is close, but is it really that close? Miami can still win, but they got to have a better second half. They have a chance. They got to get a stop on this first drive, though. If they do not get a stop before midfield, I don't know if I like their chances of Miami. Or I would like their chances. I don't know. Waiting for the next part of this game. Still at the half. Here we go. Is it Indiana's defense is good or the Canes shoot themselves in the foot? I think Indiana's defense is really good. I think they're playing a damn good game. They have a better system to combat Miami than Ole Miss ever did. Indiana can stop the run. Indiana aren't getting ran on for 10, 20 yards a pop. It felt like Miami, all they had to do was get the ball to Mark Fletcher and just run down Ole Miss' throat. That didn't really happen to Ohio State or Texas A&M, but I do think Indiana's defenses are better than theirs as well, those two teams as well. I think Ole Miss just made Miami look so much better. I will be completely real. I'm not downing Miami here, but I'm going to make a point. I believe personally that Ole Miss made Miami look better than they really were to an extent. I think Ole Miss defensively made Miami, because, I mean, let's look how close the Ohio State games and Texas A&M games were until the pick six during Ohio State. Those games were very close. They won, yeah, but they were close games. The Ole Miss game, it was a close game, but it looked like Miami was always going to win it. When they had the ball, Ole Miss couldn't do a damn thing to stop them unless the Hurricanes had screwed themselves, aka turned over the ball, penaltied their way out of moving the chains, all that. Indiana is actually stopping their offense. So I think the system for Indiana is just better. I think the system Indiana has is easier to build from and try to stop a team like Miami than Ole Miss had. So I think it's Indiana's defense, yes, so to speak. I blame Ole Miss for making that a question. Yes, I think I would vote for either, really. I think Jon Stewart, here's the thing, though. People who probably would be a good president, who are good people, don't want to run unless they have to. In fact, I would vote for Jon Stewart, yes. I would also vote for Jesse Ventura. Now, if you gave me both, I'd rather vote for Jesse Ventura. If you gave me the choice of both, I'd rather vote for Jesse Ventura. There you go. If Jesse Ventura ran for president, I'd be rooting for him in a heartbeat. I'd probably volunteer for Jesse Ventura if he ran. Yes, honestly, well, yeah, I would. I think Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, I would. Again, I'd still probably put Jesse Ventura ahead of him, though. Ah, crap. Disregard it. They should run together. I think Jesse Ventura will be a great vice president. I mean, he will know how to talk this shit. No, Jesse should be the president. Jon Stewart's younger than Jesse, I think. You could let Jesse be president for 4 years and then let Jon Stewart go for it. Either way, do you think Skip Bayless would make a good Las Vegas magician? I could picture him in a tux performing a magic show. But he is a carny. Yeah, I guess he could. I'd rather watch Penn and Teller. Speaking of Penn, Penn Jillette. Also, I'd vote for Penn Jillette. For sure. Penn and Teller, tall guy, used to be heavier set, not anymore. He's lost weight. Good for him. You know, they also had the show on Showtime. Penn's a libertarian. I'd vote for Penn Jillette. I've always liked Penn, so I always liked him, so that's good for me as well. Shit, if Aaron Rodgers wanted to run instead of play quarterback, I'd vote for Aaron Rodgers too. Had no clue. With that being said, would you vote for Tom Brady? I don't know if I want Brady to get into politics. I don't think he'd be a good politician anyway. You know, just you got to be smart. So you just got to be smart. That's the thing, you know. When you in life, you always gotta think. You always gotta think. You always gotta be smart. So about it. So when you see interesting things, gotta. Do you think Livy Dunn has the first chance to become a first woman president? No, and I hope she doesn't. Now, let me think. Oh, well, yeah, she did, didn't she? Yeah, I don't know. I was about to say Tulsi, but she did sell out. I mean, she's in the administration, so I can't trust anybody as far as I can throw them. So, I remember the time where I wanted Tulsi Gabbard to be the first woman president. I don't know if I want that anymore. So, do that what you will. I don't know if I want that anymore. Mercedes-Benz off-roading. Yeah, that's realistic. My ass. Who would want, like, I don't care if Mercedes-Benz makes an off-road vehicle. Who would want to off-road in a Mercedes-Benz? What person would want to off-road in a Mercedes-Benz? Yeah, you're right. Elitists. Elitists driving a snow-packed mountain on a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Get the hell out of here. Like, that's crazy, man. The only Mercedes-Benz I want to drive is a Mercedes-powered F1 car. Frankly. Preferably a McLaren. Whether it's Ayrton Senna's or Lando Norris's, I don't give a shit. Well, no. Actually, wait. No, back then it was Honda. My bad. I mean, I'd still... That's right. Yeah, Ayrton Senna drove when McLaren was Honda. My bad. Okay, here's a better one. I don't care if it's Mika Hakkinen's or Lando Norris's McLaren. Better. There we go. McLaren, Mercedes. There we go. Better. The G-Wagon was originally designed for military purposes, but rich people were like, that looks cool. Can you make a bougie version of that? Well, what do you know? Well, there you go, I guess. G-Wagon's Mercedes? Mercedes-Benz G-Class. Okay, that's a G-Wagon. Okay, yeah. I think that's exactly what they were showing in the commercial. Or that little... I think so. But again, like if you buy an SUV, I guess you're going to go off-roading in it. But, okay. I guess, but, you know, no. That is interesting. I didn't know that. When you say designed for military purposes, do you mean for... I mean, Mercedes-Benz is a German company. Do you mean, was it designed for the... Was it designed for a certain world war? Because they do have a Mercedes truck other countries, which is just a rebadged Nissan Frontier. Well, Dacia Sandero. The Renault Sandero. The Renault Sandero. In Latin America, yeah. It's the Dacia. I know there's a Renault badge, but that's a Dacia. Good news. Good news. The Dacia Sandero has been released in left-hand drive market. Great. Bad news. The Dacia Sandero is delayed. Oh no. Anyway. Second half. Here we go. I didn't realize that either. Either way. Because I think, didn't the Germans get dismilitaried for a long time? Or demilitarized for a long time? I mean, it's either or, World War I or II, that G-Wagon was designed for military purposes. It's either or. What else could it have been? That's out for a touchback. Indiana gets the ball to start the third quarter. And that's a handoff, and that's a yard to the line. 2nd and 10 to get back to the line of scrimmage. Mendoza gets sacked. Miami defense standing up tall to start the third quarter. Ooh. I don't know. I don't know why the Chiefs get to keep their logo. I know why the Florida State Seminoles get to keep their logo. The Seminole tribe supports them. As in, is boosters of the school and shit. Or something like that. Flag on the play. I don't know why Chicago gets to keep their logo. I don't know why the Chiefs do. Get rid of all of them, I guess. You get rid of all of them and not some. Washington, that was... But either way. If you're going to get rid of them, get rid of all of them. Make them all change. Make the Braves change. Face mask on the defense. First down. Automatic first down. Shot themselves in the foot there. Huh. Interesting. So it wasn't. Okay. Honestly, are they wrong? No. Am I surprised? Yes. I think McDermott carried him as far as they could have gone, frankly. I wonder what they're going to do. Maybe they'll regret it. But am I surprised? Yes. I don't know. I don't disagree with a thought process. That's a yard. Or back to the line of scrimmage. 13-20 to go in the third quarter. I don't disagree with him getting fired. I think he was on a hot seat. And he certainly I think a win like they had definitely, or loss like they had, definitely extended or really heated up his hot seat or burned him, I guess. I don't know if they're going to regret firing him. I don't know who their next coach is going to be. Mendoza throws incomplete, 3rd down and 9. I don't know if I'm... It's definitely crazy. He won a playoff game, got to the AFC Divisional, lost. I think he took him as far as he could, though. I really do. I mean, there were Bills fans complaining about him throughout the past couple of years, so you know what? Might as well try to change something. So it doesn't blow up in their face. 4th and 8, 4 for 8 on 3rd downs for Indiana. Yes. Yes, it would. I mean, if there's enough downforce on the car, I mean, your foot probably going to be broken either way. And Mendoza gets tackled at the 30. That'll be a punt. Miami makes a defensive stop to start the quarter. 4th down. Indiana will have to punt. See if Miami's defense can pop up. I mean, I'm sure it would. I'm sure if a car rolled over your foot at any speed, your foot's going to break. I would probably rather it speed over my foot than go slow. I would not test that theory, but caught. Malachi Toney to the 30. Still gets going to the 35 and tackled just before the 40-yard line. Well, we'll see. I would probably assume yes. With that being said, Miami has the ball back. Let's see. Third quarter with 11:52, but I'm gonna guess like the downforce of a slow speed car, of a car like the Civic, would probably break somebody's foot if it got ran over. I would assume. I wouldn't test that theory. No. No, I mean, Reuben, do you think a Reuben sandwich is a contender for goat sandwich? No, I'm not a fan of a Reuben sandwich. I mean, if nobody hears it, I don't think it makes a sound. Do with that what you will. getting through. We got 11:52 the third quarter. Indiana somehow knocked 4 minutes off the quarter. Or 3 minutes off the quarter with that drive. That's crazy. Okay, fine. 0-10. Third quarter. Carson Beck takes a snap. Throws. Caught. And that's a second down. Second and 5. One in Ohio. I was like, don't tell me. Is this the most boring natty ever? No, I mean, it's actually a chess match. And that's going to be a big run. Mark Fletcher. Mark Fletcher will be getting a touchdown, Miami. Miami with a touchdown to start the half. Mark Fletcher. 57-yard rush touchdown. Goes from the outside and nobody could get to him. That's the Miami running back we expected to see. See if it's 7-10 or 6-10. Extra point. Okay, they shut me up. That was an amazing run from Mark Fletcher. And that is going to definitely change this game. Extra point is good. And it's 7-10. Miami making a 3-point game early in the third quarter. They did what they had to do. They got the stop on Indiana. They got the ball back and scored a touchdown. This game is wide open. Now it is close. As I said, Indiana, if you're Miami, you cannot let Indiana score. You cannot let them get a field goal if you want any chance to keep this a tight game. They made a stop before midfield. They got the ball back, scored a touchdown. 10-7, 11:06 go, third quarter. They did what they had to do. Now let's see where they go with it. Indiana now they got to struggle a bit to find a way to win this championship. We're waiting for the next drive. Can Indiana get points back? Waiting for the next drive. I'm sure she is. I'm sure she's at the game. I mean, hell, there's rumors she's dating Carson Beck. It would come up at some point. I don't know how true those are. But do I blame him? No, I don't blame him at all. Makes sense why he's playing so good and not being a fraud anymore. Like, why wouldn't you show out for... Why wouldn't you show out for a rose that grew from concrete? $11.06. Why wouldn't you? I don't blame him. I mean, shit, if it's true, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. Bon. Either way. Mamadou Falls signing with St. Louis City. That's good. Hemby, first down to the 40. All right, Indiana. They're starting to see if they could get a touchdown to make this a 10-point game once again. First and 10, 10:33 to go. Mendoza to take the snap. Gets it. That's about 4 yards for the run. Second down. Snap back, hands it off. Hemby, 3 yards, third down. Maybe third, 2. Third, 3, third and 2, either or. There we go. Third down. Moten is injured. Didn't he come off injured against Ole Miss as well? 3rd and 3. You know, Fall signing with St. Louis. That's a good signing. 9:23 to go the third quarter. 26-2 since 2024 for Indiana. 9:15 to go. Mendoza throws short. Complete for Surratt. He has it, but he keeps the first down. 4th and 3. No, he does not. They call it incomplete completely. Like, he had the ball, then it got stripped. It should be a fumble picked up as a first down. Either way, I think he caught it, then got stripped. Ball was punched out. That should be a catch. I mean, they're making some good signings that I don't think they're as cooked. Indiana to punt. Mitch McCarthy will punt away to Malachi Toney. I feel like Indiana just got robbed there. I mean, I know the NFL has horrible catch rules, but the ball was punched out. Do with that what you will. Miami gets the ball back. I don't think they'll be as bad as last year, the Galaxy. They have made some good offseason signings, at least from what was rumored. I don't think they'll be so bad. Next drive. We'll see how it goes. And we'll get ready to go. Greetings from Miami. Greetings from Miami. How we doing? Miami 3 points away from taking a tie or taking the lead in this game, and they have the ball back. Oh, okay. It's been a while for you, but welcome back. All right, how we doing? There we go. Miami 1st and 10 at the 12. In their own stadium. They've gotten 2 stops on Indiana. 9:02 left of the third quarter. Miami has 5 national titles, but they haven't had one since the early 2000s. They're about to get back to the mountaintop if they could win this game. Indiana's never won a national title. This will be their first time at the mountaintop. Hit at the line. Yeah, I agree with that. With Ricky Pooj out. I thought they could have been better with him, but sucks he got hurt again. Really does. 8:42. I wonder how the hell it happened is my question. Like, nobody's ever really talked about it or explained what the hell happened. .826. Beck throws complete. Nope. Dropped by Malachi Tony. Well, hey, if Surratt's was a drop, that's a drop. 3rd and 9. Cheapest. The cheapest ticket at Hard Rock was about $4,000. I'm happy watching it at home. Hey, as long as you get out the streets if Miami wins and celebrate there, hey, doesn't matter. If that's what you want to do. 8:21. Caught! No, incomplete. Tackled, that's 4th and 9. Indiana gets a stop. Did he re-injure himself or was it a botched surgery? It could not have been a botched surgery because why would it take a year to realize it was a botched surgery? He must have re-injured himself somehow. Just that nobody said how he did. Must have been in PT, but, you know, it's not mine. That's not where it's not where I make my money, so. 4th and 9, 8:16, so. Punted away by Miami to the 40-some yard line. Couldn't even barely get it past midfield. 1st and 10. Man, if Indiana don't do nothing with this. Oh, boy. First and 10. Mendoza. Hit. No, nope, he's down. Mendoza goes down. 2nd down. He tried to stay alive as long as he could on that play, but couldn't get out of that sack. Taken down at the feet. Good play. $7.27. Hands it off. Third down. That was a good run there. But that probably takes him about to 3rd and 9 at best. 3rd and 12. Oh. $6.49. Snap taken. Mendoza throws. Surratt. Defender all over him, and there's no flag. That'll be another punt for Indiana. 6:34. Miami's defense is starting to get dominant again. Oh, Indiana's keeping this game alive, and not in a good way. Surratt, he did turn his head. He did turn his head. That's probably why it's not PI. He grabbed him, though, but either way. 4th and 12, punt for Indiana. Mitch McCarthy to Malachi Toney. Another punt for the Canes, or to the Canes. Running back to the 5-yard line. Malachi Toney hit at the 6. Good field position for Indiana. Can they get a stop here? 6:24 left in the third quarter. 7-10. Indiana leads. Will Miami drive down the length of the field, or most of it, to get a field goal, or will they get nothing out of this? But Signetti thinks the refs have been shite this game. Well, he might keep on have to saying it. Next drive, let's see what Miami does. 3-point game. Waiting for these commercials to end. I frankly don't give a shit. Maybe I'll watch it. We'll see if I go see it. I'm not really interested in seeing the Street Fighter movie, but well, there also is a couple of Japanese wrestlers in there. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. First and 10. They hand it off. Hit. Fletcher gets about 3 yards. 3 yards, second down. 6:15 to go in the third quarter. Six minutes to go. Throws. Incomplete. Third down. 5:56 to go. 21 minutes left in this game. Yep, saw that. Interesting is what I'll say. It's interesting. But either way. Beck throws it. Malachi Tony is hit. Four down. Let's see what Indiana does, or Miami does. Do they go for it, or do they punt it away? It is a 3-point game. Their defense is really hot right now. Fourth and 1, they're going to punt. All right. For around $4 million, Amin Boudry. And, touchdown Indiana. Oh, my God. Block punt. Indiana scores a touchdown. 5:04. 10-point game. Hey, if your offense ain't moving, just block the punt. What a play by Indiana. And they covered the end zone. Blocked punt touchdown for Indiana. A special teams snafu from Miami. Wow. Kamara covers it. Kamara recovered it. Touchdown, Indiana. 16-7. Extra point to make it 17-7. It is good. It goes through after doinking off the post. It is good. Or Kamara blocked the punt. Jones covered it for a touchdown. Okay, let's watch this. Kamara gets off the edge, gets off the blockers, blocks the punt. Jones is the one who grabs it in the end zone for the touchdown. What a block by Kamara. (17-17). Jones recovers for the touchdown. 5:04, 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. And that's going to be tough. Miami in for more they could bargain for. Is it fourth quarter yet? 5 minutes to go. Well, I don't think you could blame that on Beck. You blame that on the punter. First and 10. But then again, Then again, Mark Fletcher made this game look really close. Is it fourth quarter? No, there's 5 minutes to go in the third. 20 minutes left in this game. Wow, I can't believe that. I cannot believe. Indiana has the 8th block kick in the last 2 seasons, the most in FBS. And that might have just gave them a really... Carson Beck throws. I said 5 minutes left in the third quarter before the kickoff. Open your ears. 4:42 left in the third quarter. Are your ears open? 4:38. 2nd and 2. Snap taken by Beck. They hand it off. Fletcher goes to the outside. He got a touchdown this way, but this time he'll get stopped at the 35 and a little bit more. 4:25. Bum 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 bum. Are your ears open? Good one, Ryan. Hey, because people, it seems to me, people on this chat have their ears closed the whole time, so they just want to laugh. You don't want to listen to me, you just want to dance. Incomplete! Oh my! Indiana lays the boom. 2nd down and 10. That was a good one, though. 3:52. Boom. Just throws his shoulder right into him, and he drops the ball. Indiana. Chiseled Adonis has posted a divisional round game highlight commentary. And that's a tackle. 3rd down. I thought that was the 4 ones at me. I think he's a Broncos fan first anyway. I think it's Broncos and Jags. And I don't think he has 4 teams. I think it's really just the 2. He is a Drake May stan, but that's a UNC thing. I don't think it's a Patriots thing. I think it's a UNC thing. Either way. 3:17. Just like, I don't like the Cowboys, but I'm a Dak Prescott fan. Let's play for Mississippi State. It's the same exact thing. Carson Beck running around the pocket. Throws. Complete. Complete to the 35. 2:56. So, I mean, it's like me being a Dak Prescott fan. I have a Dak Prescott Cowboys jersey. I don't like the Cowboys. If he leaves, I certainly won't give a crap about the Cowboys. I just want Dak to do good. He made Mississippi State relevant at football. So, Isiah, he first down. Okay, 2:22. Dude's been to Rapids games. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. $153. But I do kind of find it hilarious that it's very likely if the Patriots make the Super Bowl, even beating the Broncos, Isiah's probably going to be rooting for the Patriots in the Super Bowl because of Drake May. 132. That's good for me. I ain't complaining. Good for me. I ain't complaining. As I said, he roots for Drake May because Drake May played for UNC. That's the whatever. 1 minute to go in the third quarter. Miami about to score another touchdown, which that's the way to answer. .53 seconds. Hands it off. It's about 4 yards. 4 yards for Miami in the red zone. .33 seconds. Yeah, I mean, as Isiah said, connections are a powerful thing about rooting for teams. I know exactly what he means. Look at the Steelers. I know what he means. Carson Beck hands it off just about short. That'll end the quarter. They'll walk all the way back down. 3 seconds to go, and now it's the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter. Throw up your fours. It's 7-17 going to the fourth quarter. Miami has the ball. Throw up your fours. One more quarter to decide the national championship. Throw up your fours on Ryan's birthday eve. Not that anybody gives a shite about that. Fours. What? Damn, that's sad. Throw up your fours. Got family that play for the Dodgers and Broncos and family friends that play for the 90s Jags. Well, that's cool. Those aren't the connections. Either way. He meant connections. I thought he meant connections. Okay. He meant connections. Okay. Fours. Miami has the ball close to the end zone. Third down. Fours. It's sad. The chaos in general around the AFCON final, it's just sad. 3rd and 7. No, it's just 3rd down. 3rd down and 1 on the 3. This disgusting. A Senegal manager caused a man to lose his life. Well, I think that's a little bit extrapolating, but I hate Ohio State with a passion, but one of my favorite players ever is Buckeye Eddie George. I just like the way he played his game. Eddie George, damn good player. I agree. I hate Ohio State too, but I agree about Eddie George. I wouldn't say he's one of my most favorite players, but I have a lot of respect for what Eddie George did as a player. And he's a damn good coach as well. Coaches, I think he did coach Tennessee State for a while, didn't he? Yeah, so a lot of respect for Eddie George. Yeah. Yep. Rest in peace to the stadium worker that didn't deserve what happened to them. Yep. Pray for the stadium worker and the stadium worker's family, or pray for the stadium worker's family. And I pray for the soul of the stadium worker, that God protects his soul, or Allah, depending on what he believes. Allah or God. Well, Allah translates to God, so it's either way. Allah translates to God, so I guess you really could just say God. Either way. 3rd and 1, 15 minutes. Indiana wheels round, handoff, touchdown. Mark Fletcher Jr. makes it a 3-point game once again. Well, 4-point game. See if the touchdown or extra point. Mark Fletcher Jr. 3-yard touchdown run. See the score, extra point, 14:57 in the fourth quarter. I don't want to be Mormon. I don't want to be Mormon. I'm happy being a Baptist. And that's an extra point is good. Want to know something crazy? Boneless, skinless chicken thighs are cheapest at Whole Foods. Ironic because it's the most expensive grocery store in Colorado and a lot of states. Chicken is, well, in general, chicken is cheap. So. 3rd and 6. It is 14-17. 3-point game. Indiana gets the ball back. Yeah, but when you lose your life early because of violence, it's not a good thing. There's a difference. Like, it's sad if a family member of yours dies at old age or dies of cancer or whatever, but if there's somebody who dies young, it sucks if people die young in general, but if somebody dies young because of violence they didn't expect, it sucks. Like, who wants more expensive, about $4 at Walmart? Ugh. 14:57. (17-14), Indiana gets the ball back after a touchback. 3-point game. Fair enough, but either way. Mount Rushmore of college football players during your lifetime. Mine are Charles Woodson, Reggie Bush, Peyton Manning, and Randy Moss. Well, Randy Moss didn't play college in my lifetime. He only played NFL. Peyton Manning, same. Reggie Bush. I put Reggie Bush up there. Yeah, Reggie Bush. Biased, but Dak Prescott. First down for Indiana. Snap, handoff. Johnny Manziel. Even though I hate Texas A&M, Johnny Manziel's on my Mount Rushmore of college football players. Has to be. Johnny Manziel, Dak Prescott, Reggie Bush, and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, easy. Joe Burrow, what? Did you watch the same LSU team that we all did? Or are you crazy? First down, Indiana. Like, Joe Burrow, how is Joe Burrow trash in college? The dude has all the records of college football history of passing touchdowns, yardage, all that. How was he trash? He wouldn't have went to a Super Bowl in the NFL if he was trash in college. What? You're smoking 14 grams of crack. Yeah, I agree with that. You're smoking 14 grams of crack, Mile High. Get the hell out of here. 13-4-4. Joe Burrow trash in college. You're crazy. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. What? You're smoking 14 grams of crack. Joe Burrow was probably the best college quarterback of all time. What do you mean trash? Menzel's a good one. He was crazy good with the Aggies. Yeah. Second and 10. Like, I'm biased and I'm a big fan of Dak Prescott, but I will never say Dak Prescott's better than Joe Burrow. First down for Indiana. Especially, well, in general. Like, Joe Burrow, or Dak Prescott is not a better NFL quarterback than Joe Burrow, and Dak Prescott's not a better college quarterback. He was good. He's on Mount Rushmore because I'm biased. I won't lie. But, hey, Dak got Mississippi State to #1 in the nation. He deserves at least something. for a couple of weeks. Let's not forget, Mississippi State was the first ever college football playoff #1 in CFP poll history. Mendoza gets out of the pocket, gets about 2 yards, second down. Leafs lost 6-3 to the Wild. Damn. Second and 9. Hands it off. Hemby. It's a good couple of yards. Third down. Third and 5. What about Tim Tebow? Nah. Tebow's a good dude. Don't get me wrong. He had a good career at Florida. 11:42 left in the fourth quarter. Tim Tebow's a damn good dude. He won college football national championships. Would I put him on my Mount Rushmore? No, I'd rather have Dak. Like, incomplete. No pass interference. Fourth down. Okay, they're just not calling nothing. Yeah, I agree with that. At least, especially Josh Allen. I did not. Like, he only played a game in college in my lifetime. Hold on. It was the 2000 Orange Bowl. Hell, he may not even have played it by January 20th. No, he never did play a college game in my lifetime. Checkmate. Checkmate. He got drafted in 2000. Means he last college season he played was the 1999 college season. Timeout for Indiana. Checkmate. You said lifetime. He never played a college game in my lifetime. Checkmate. Checkmate. He can't be. He never did. His last college game was, yeah, he said, who's your college Mount Rushmore of your lifetime? Brady didn't even play college in my lifetime because his last game was about 2 or 3 weeks before I was born. He got drafted when I was, 3 or 4 months old. Yep. It was January 1st, so no, he never did. Oh, what do you know? This is hilarious. I was looking it up to make sure, but look at this. Quarterback Tom Brady, making his final collegiate appearance, led Michigan to the win, throwing for a career-high 369 yards and 4 touchdowns, while leading the team back from a pair of 14-point deficits in regulation, 14-0 the first half, 28-14 in the second half. Brady threw the game-winning score in overtime on a bootleg to tight end Sean Thompson. The game was won by Michigan while Alabama's kicker missed the extra point following their own touchdown. It's the first BCS bowl game to go into overtime. Does that sound familiar to you? Tom Brady, 369 yards, 4 touchdowns, leading a team back from a pair of 14-point deficits. Doesn't that sound familiar to you? Huh, even Brady was doing that shit in college before he was the 199th pick. Maybe Brady was always ready. I don't know. That's crazy. That's crazy. Brady led them in Michigan back from a pair of 14-point deficits. That's crazy. I mean, Brady's done that a whole hell of a lot in his professional career, especially during the playoffs. I've seen him do it. That's just crazy that 199 pick Tom Brady pre-Pats did that. Maybe he should have never been the 199th pick. Damn, that sounds good. Maybe I'll watch that game. Like, I'm sure it's on YouTube. And Indiana's going to go for it on 4th down and 5. I mean, they're pretty much in no man's land between midfield and field goal range. You might as well. Caught, Indiana. First down, and it works. What a catch. Feet come down in bounds once he grabs the ball. Yep, that's a catch. Let him have it. 1st and 10, snap the ball. 10:51. 10:51 to go in the 4th quarter. They hand the ball off. That's about 4 yards. Indiana in field goal range after that throw. They were in no man's land. You're up by 3 with less than a quarter to go. You might as well go for it, and they did. 10:32 to go in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 5. What a catch by Becker. What a catch. And Indiana definitely needed that. If they score a touchdown here, I think that might just be what they need. Or they'll be good if they get it. About 2 yards on that run. They need to get some points here. I'd prefer a touchdown. Make it a 10-point, keep it a 10-point deficit. Miami, if their offense was better, they could have won this game. Indiana did just a bit better, and that's pretty much what decides this game. They did just a bit better. Mendoza over his wide receiver, 4th and 5. Are they going for it? Somehow the Raiders will find a way to screw up the draft. No, they're going to get Mendoza. They're just going to screw him up after they get him. I mean, they screwed up Ashton Genty. So, do that what you will. They're going to kick the field goal. I think that's the right call. They're going to kick the field goal. Oh, no, Indiana took a timeout. Wait. 3rd quarter. 4th and 5. Nope. They did take a timeout. Are they going for it? Oh, no. Oh, Lord. They're going for it on 4th and 5. They're 1 for 1 on 4th downs. Indiana. Is this a bad decision? Mendoza gets the first, and he gets the 5-man touchdown. Fernando Mendoza keeps it and scores. Indiana touchdown. A big play on 4th down. 12-yard rushing touchdown for Fernando Mendoza on a busted play. And he gets out there. Wow. It is 23-14, and they'll get the extra point to make it a 10-point game. Well, we'll see if they get the extra point. 9-point game for now. And it is a 10-point game, 14-24. So, there you go. 10-point game. One timeout left for Indiana. With 9 minutes to go. 9:18 to go. Touchdown for Indiana. They have a 10-point lead once again. Mendoza steps up to make the play that might have just won it for Indiana. Waiting for the next drive. Why is Indiana going for it? Because they're trying to put Miami away. And they've got both 4th downs. Kurt Signetti does not settle. He goes for the throat. And, well, so far it's worked. And we got Mendoza. Wait, wrong one. Oh. Kicked off, and that's a tackle. You play to win the game. Flag on the play. Well, what do you know? You play to win the game. I did not. So We're good? We good? Do you think people have Android wives in their lifetime? Maybe. Beck. Throws short. $8.59. First and 10 for Miami. First and 10, 8:30 to go. Carson Beck has time to throw. Incomplete. Second down with 8 minutes to go. $8.03. Carson Beck throws deep. Over the top. And is it caught? It is. Incomplete. Hit the ground. Third down. All right. I'm not sure. That looked like a catch to me from Marion. That's definitely a call, per se. It's definitely a call. Third and 10, 7:55. Flag on the play. False start. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Pushes him back 5. So third and 15. Beck throws. Caught. First down. First down. Miami with a first down on that play. 7:45 to go. Told you yesterday, bro, I'm the only one who can curse. I have 7:36. Beck throws. Caught. First down. Malachi Toney to the other 40. To the 30. 25. And tackled. Malachi Toney. Miami are making drives now that they keeping the game, trying to keep the game close. Timeout load. People can say what they want on this chat, so I disagree. If you want to curse, curse. I can't stop. Well, cursing is cursing. You know, I've heard that if you curse, oh, look, there she is. Speaking of, is she there? There she is. Told you. Second and 10. Whoever. Okay. They put Miss Danger on camera, eh? Whatever camera op at ESPN did that, what a madman. To the 10-yard line. Miami, touchdown. Malachi Tony on the end around. Touchdown. 20-24. Malachi Tony. This fourth quarter is crazy. Malachi Tony. 22-yard rush touchdown. It's 22, actually. (21-24), 3-point game again. Miami's offense is on fire right now. Indiana's got to find a way to shut this game down. If they got to get, honestly, they got to get a touchdown now. If they get a field goal, it still might not be enough. Another quality answer from Miami. Turned out to be a pretty good game. Hey, it was a defensive slugfest, and now the offenses are running. Let's see what happens with Indiana. They gotta have a drive here. 6:32 to go. They gotta have a drive here. Oh, this is funny. On the CFB thread on Reddit, somebody said, my ads are just football, but Serie A looks like it's slow motion. No wonder why Pulisic actually does well there. Why the Serie A slander? No. Well, if he plays offensive line, I mean, all he has to do is lay a pancake block. You know, he got a point. He doesn't have to run much. And he certainly ain't getting downfield, so he ain't going to have a legal man downfield either. So, you know. Well, shout out. And it's 21-24. Miami kicks off. Indiana's got to freaking find something here. If they don't score, that's a disaster. Well, I mean, that fits the Miami. That fits the Hurricanes. That's what they do. 249 second half yards to 86 for Indiana. That punt return touchdown saved their ass. And then their touchdown on the last drive as well. Punt block, touchdown drive. That punt block might be really pivotal if Indiana does hold on to win. Mendoza hands it off, and that's going to be about 3 yards. Second down. And going for it on fourth again at both times. That might be very pivotal as well. 6:26, one timeout left for Indiana. The worst possible scenario is they get to no man's land, like to the opposite 40, and like kill like 4 minutes off the clock and don't get any points. That's the worst case scenario. I don't even know if a field goal could save them. 6 minutes to go. 5:58 to go. Indiana's going to run clock on these plays while trying to get the first down. That's another run for about 2 yards. 3rd down and 5. Worst case, they give away the ball. Well, yeah, if they throw. At this point, they might just go for it. 5:30 to go. 3rd down and 5. 3rd and 4. Okay, that's a little bit more makeable. See what they do here. 5:17 to go. Play clock will be gone at 5:07, somewhere around there. Mendoza snaps. Mendoza wheels out. Throws. Caught. First down. First down to the 40 for Indiana. Pushed out of bounds. And let's see the time. Does it run? Time clock pushed out of bounds. Does not run. 5:04. Mendoza gets it wide. Okay. Cooper made the catch and got out wide. 4:44. Yes, the clock does run. All right. Indiana running the clock while they're on this drive at midfield, 5 yards away from midfield. They get this first down, they'll be in no man's land to the 50-yard line at midfield. 2nd down and 5. 4:24 to go. Miami having a slow drive, trying to get as much time off the clock as they can. They're still possibly facing that worst case scenario I just said. No man's land, 4th down, have to punt the ball. 2nd and 5, 4 minutes to go. Miami down 3. Indiana has the ball with 1 timeout. 3:52. Mendoza hands off, and that's going to be tackled behind the line. 3rd down, and they lose yards. Basanth tackles. 3:40 to go. I guess midfield's also a worst case scenario, but third and 7. 3:20 to go. 5 for 13 on 3rd down, 7 yards to go average. So they are where they are, where they have been on 3rd downs. 3:13. 3:10. Clock will run to 3:05. If they don't snap, they do. 3:05. Throws. Complete. Caught by Becker, and that's a first down. Complete and a first down. 2:54 to go. The clock will run. Maybe one more play before the 2-minute warning. 2:45 to go. Becker. And he was grabbed. Like, that could have been PI. But he makes the catch. Wow. And that might be the sealer of the game. That might be the thing that seals the game. If Indiana can run any more time off the clock. 2:20 to go. 1st and 10. At 2:20, they run the ball to the 30, to the first down marker, and out of bounds. It's a first down for Indiana, or will it be? They run the play clock. It's either 2nd and 1 or 1st and 10. It's either or. What a run by Hemby. What a run. And Indiana, Cooper makes the block, jams the safety, and it's a 2-minute warning. We're at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes away from seeing who the national champion is, and Indiana's got a first down. 2 minutes away. 2-minute warning. 3 timeouts for Miami. 1 for Indiana. They score a touchdown. I think that'll wrap up the game with how much time is left. Miami's going to struggle scoring 14 points. 10 points. Not Inter Miami, who wins MLS Cup 2026. Sadly enough, the Galaxy, it won't be the Crew and it won't be the Galaxy. LAFC, probably. Vancouver. Yeah, probably Vancouver. I mean, the question is will Vancouver be as good as they were last year? They're going to be good. Are they going to be top of the league good? That's the question. But if it ain't Miami, Vancouver, possibly, I would say so. Touchdown is game, for sure, I think. For me, I got to say, it's got to be Vancouver LAFC. So, either way, field goal game probably, I mean, with the timing, with 3 timeouts, I think Miami could still score a touchdown and 150 with 3 timeouts. So, no. If Indiana scores a touchdown, I think that's game. I think that's game if Indiana scores touchdown. But other than that, I don't think 10 points in 2 minutes is – I mean, of course, you have a onside kick. But other than that, 3 timeouts, 10 points in 2 minutes if you get the onside kick. But three-point lead. How could you be the only one? The Mad Lads actually did it. 1st and 10. Miami with 3 timeouts. But now you're in a position as to where if you're Miami, you have to consider using your timeout on defense as well. So, Mendoza. That is a first down from Hemby. Or barely. Maybe a 2nd down and 1. 1:54. They do stop the clock. Is that a timeout or is it 2nd and 1? So you must run the clock. Timeout. Mario takes timeout. First Miami timeout. Leafs lost 6-3, I know. And Josh Pate thought Miami would win. You kidding me? I mean, they played a good game, don't get me wrong. This is a very good national championship game. Probably the first one in a while, frankly. I'm not saying Notre Dame, Ohio State was as bad as like TCU and Georgia or Washington, Michigan. But this is a really good. This is a really good national championship game. It is. Avalanche won. I'm not surprised. I'd be more surprised if they lost, especially in regular time. Nah. Well, yeah, I know. That shocked me. Second and 1. Past the 15. Second and 1 for Indiana. Hands it off to Hemby, and he's hit at the line. There's a foul. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. 155. Is it on Indiana? False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down. Now it's 2nd and 6. Beat Ottawa in overtime Saturday and at home. Yeah. Second and 6. Hands it off. That's about a yard. 151, and Miami will take timeout. 150. 151 to go. Third down, Miami. Trying to keep them from getting the first. 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5. Third and 5. 16 for 27 completion to attempts for Fernando Mendoza, 186 yards, 12-yard rush touchdown on 4th down. Mendoza hands it off. About a yard for Indiana. They're going to have a field goal attempt. 147 after this timeout. Miami will take their last timeout. And Indiana's going to go kick a field goal. It's already over. I wouldn't say that. This is what Miami wanted. They have no timeouts, but they have 1 minute 47, 1 minute 45 to drive down the field for a touchdown. So, this is doable. 4th and 4, 147. And they're going to kick a field goal to make it a 6-point game. Field goal would tie it. They still need a touchdown. Miami, 35-yard attempt for Radicic. This will make it a 6-point game. And there it is. It is a good 35-yard field goal for Radicic. $35-yard field goal makes it 21-27, 6-point game. That's either the scoring play that wins it or Miami's going to drive down and get to a touchdown. It's the NIL Transfer Portal National Championship. 142. Carson Beck has 1 minute 42 seconds. Both teams have 318 yards to decide this game, or during this game. First half was all Indiana. Second half was more Miami, but Indiana's done enough to keep themselves ahead. 6 points. Miami has to score a touchdown to win. 142 seconds off the kickoff. So it'll be about a 1 minute 40 to play with no timeouts for Miami. Their offense has been amazing for the past couple of drives. That is a touchback. It will be 142 for Miami. Indiana has 1 timeout. This is the same situation Miami found themselves in back on the 9th. Should Indiana intercept the ball? Well, I mean, I'm sure it would work. Or it would be useful. I think it was the 8th, wasn't it? So it was 11 days ago. Miami found themselves in this position against Ole Miss. They drove down the field and scored. Will they do it again to win the national championship? Carson Beck to become immortal in the history of college football on this drive if they win. And that is delay a game. Flag on the play for delay a game. Well, that's a bad way to start the drive. Push back 5 yards. First and 15, 142 to go. Miami has to drive the length of the field. Carson Beck flips it. Incomplete. Incomplete, 2nd and 15. If Indiana gets Miami off the field, all they'll have to do is kneel it out. Indiana, their defense hadn't done much this half. Will they do enough? You don't become immortal with delay a game, yeah. Well, I guess you did call it. Well, good for you. I agree. That wasn't a good way to start the drive, and this wasn't also good either. 2nd and 15. 136 to go. Incomplete, stops the clock. That's the only good thing about that play. Not a good start for Miami. Indiana, 135 away from a trophy. They could hold on. Incomplete. And Carson Beck is down, and there's a flag on the play. Flag on the play for roughing the passer, I presume. Roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty. Defense. First down for Miami. 132 to go, and Indiana just made a bad mistake. Roughing the passer after he threw the ball. I mean, I don't know what you can do there, but run into him, but can't do that. 1st and 10. 15-yard penalty moves him 15 yards. So, basically gave him a first down. That's exactly what it did. 1st and 10. 132 at the 35-yard line. They still got to go a ways. Beck. Beck has time to throw. He throws short. Hit. And that'll be a first down for Miami. Clock will run. Clock will run once they get set. 125. 124, and now the clock runs. 121. Miami, Indiana rushing. Indiana rushing. Beck throws. Caught! Malachi Tony brings it down. 113 to go. 110. We're going under a minute. No timeouts for Miami. Indiana certainly ain't going to use one. Not in this case. 101. 59 seconds. Carson Beck throws. Caught. Hit down. First down. 53 seconds. And the clock will continue. We'll stop running, then start running again. 52 seconds. I guess so. Well, let's see if Miami wins. 50 seconds. Timeout. Miami. Indiana took timeout. Indiana took a timeout. That's a choice. 48 seconds. Probably be back to 50 after that timeout. 51 seconds. $51 seconds. Is their defense discombobulated? That's why timeout. Probably. Either keep some time on the clock or their defense is discombobulated and they wanted to reset and get a pep talk in maybe, and some scheme fit. Other than that, 51 seconds. I mean, Miami is 40 yards away from a touchdown. 50 seconds. Ew, it's picked! It's picked by Indiana, and that's going to seal the championship. Sharp intercepts Beck, and that is it. Well, they needed that timeout then. Indiana picked him off, and that's going to be a national championship for the Hoosiers. Wow, what a horrible pick by Carson Beck. Threw a duck, and it got caught. That duck got hunted. Well, I think we know what the go to casino joke is going to be this time. Don't worry. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, half the distance to the goal, first down. Still Indiana ball. Just means Indiana's pushed back a bit more. They have enough room to kneel it out, don't they? 44 seconds. Either way, 44 seconds, and that should be game. Indiana are going to be the national champions. I can't believe that I'm watching this. This is crazy. This is crazy. Indiana picked it off. Marion, I don't know what the hell. What a perfect just ball hawk by Sharp there. Marion kept running straight. Sharp cut in, and there you go. 1st and 10. Mendoza kneels. He'll have to roll out and kneel on the next play because there will be seconds left on the clock. But they are seconds away from being the national champion, Indiana Hoosiers. Or, I mean, shit, you can give them a safety and it doesn't matter. 22 seconds. One last snap for the Hoosiers. Mendoza's going to have to roll out. And he falls outside of the line. It is over. Indiana are the national champions. The Indiana Hoosiers have gone undefeated and won the college football playoff national championship. 16-0 for the Hoosiers. 21-27. Curt Cignetti is a national champion. He wins anywhere he goes. Google him, and he is now the national champion with the Hoosiers. Indiana, Miami gave up a great fight, but the Hoosiers are just too strong. 21-27 for the Hoosiers. Curt Cignetti takes the Hoosiers to a championship they never thought they'd see in their lives. Well, at least the college football one. Bob Knight was a pretty good basketball coach, but Curt Cignetti is a champion, and he's still not smiling. He's still not smiling. First coach to win national title in first or second season with a team since Gene Chizik with Auburn. Beck will be underrated. Stupid play. You know what? I wouldn't be mad about it, but either way. Well, it's a good way to end the era. with a championship. Fernando Mendoza's won the CFP National Championship. Signetti is not. Okay, there's a smile. There's a smile. It's barely there, but it's there. The Hoosiers are the champions of the National Championship College Football Playoff. Well, I think we know where Go to Casino joke's going to land, but see how I run it. Is Signetti going to coach the Steelers? He is from Pittsburgh. I don't think he will, but I wouldn't be mad about it. If it ain't Marcus Freeman, I'd prefer it to be Curt Signetti. If it ain't either of them two, what? Rams DC? The Rams defensive coordinator, I think. Shula? Yeah, that's probably it, but either way. Damn. Oh, there we go. There we go. And Indiana are the national champions. There you go. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribe. Send stats on live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you within the hour for the review of this match. And tomorrow we got the birthday show live stream. So we're going to have some fun with that one as well. But tomorrow's my birthday. So tomorrow night we got a birthday show live stream. Tomorrow night. So there you go. So I'll see you later tonight. And I'll see you tomorrow. There we go. Congratulations to Indiana. Commiserations to Miami. We have a national champion. Fernando Mendoza's going to the Raiders, a national champion. Not that that matters at all, frankly. Especially for the Raiders because they're garbage. But with that being said, I'll see you later. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you.